Welcome to Business Planning Basics. This particular course is divided into 4 fundamental skill sets. The purpose of each skill set is to allow you to create a business plan that can go from the very theoretical, emotion-driven 30,000-foot level down to a level where moment by moment in any given day you can know exactly whether your plan is moving forward, whether it needs to change, or whether you need to simply refocus yourself. In the materials attached to this course is a guidebook 20 pages in length. For each of the sections there is a section of the guidebook that you can use to follow along. Section 1, which is this first video, will cover pages 1 through 4. Section 2 will cover pages 5 through 12. Section 3, pages 13 through 16, and Section 4, pages 17 through 20. As we move through each section, you will see that we are moving from a larger view to a progressively tighter, more controlled, more measurable way of looking at our business. The first section looks at the idea of trajectory. Every business, in order to survive and be profitable, needs a trajectory. In other words, it needs movement. But that movement needs to be productive. It needs to generate the right kind of outcomes. In business, profit is one way of measuring outcomes. Trajectory is a way in physics of describing movement from an initial point to a secondary point. But that secondary point is not always the desired point, and that's true of business as well. Let me compare business trajectory to the game of pool. So here we are, we're at a pool table, picture that in your mind. We've got the balls inside the triangular rack. We have moved them around as you do, and we're ready to position the balls where they should sit before the cue ball is placed and the first ball is struck. But as we set that frame in place, instead of gently raising it off of the balls, we tilt it a little bit forward and then we push, causing the balls to scatter all across the table before the game even begins. Well, since that's not the game, even though the balls are in motion, none of that motion is productive. But all the balls have trajectory, meaning they have a starting point within the frame. They have movement that was imposed on them by you when you tilted and pushed the frame, and they are going somewhere. It's the issue of somewhere. We not only want trajectory in business, but we want profitable, productive trajectory. The way you achieve that, the way you make sure that the balls go in the pockets within the rules of the game in a business framework, is you deal with 4 simple trajectory questions. At the beginning of each business year, I recommend you take a sheet of paper and you answer in your own words the 4 trajectory questions. The first trajectory question is what? This is the goal. The goal may be financial, it may be about growth, it may be about retention, it may be about referral, it may be about a lot of things. But write down all of your whats. Write down your goal trajectory. The second trajectory is known as the values trajectory. You take each thing that you've established a goal for and you ask the second question, which is why. Why do I want to achieve that goal? The values trajectory simply measures whether your goals are advancing the right things or advancing the wrong things. For example, if you set a goal to increase your business volume by $1 million, and in order to do that, you felt the need to cheat in any way, it is likely you could achieve your goal trajectory, but in doing so, you would violate your personal ethics and values and likely the law. And as such, you would not be productive, and you would not be sustainably profitable. The first trajectory of any business is to describe what that business wants to achieve in a particular time frame. The next is to check those goals against standards of industry, cultural, and personal ethics and morals. The goal is simple. Let's achieve our goals and support our ethics. The third trajectory, which is known as the strategic trajectory, is where you describe how you're going to achieve your goals. This is where an activity called mind mapping, that will be on the next video, becomes a critical tool. In how, you take each goal that is consistent with your values and you break it down into manageable pieces, put those pieces in order, and then integrate those pieces into an overall manageable, measurable plan. The final trajectory is known as the personal trajectory. It is the answer to the question, who? It is to metaphorically move yourself to the end point of your goal and say, who will I be if I accomplish all these goals? Will I be the kind of person that I still want to spend time with, that others still want to spend time with? Or have I sold my soul for a mess of pottage? In other words, have I achieved something small but sacrificed something great and far more important? The first key to running a business is to give that business positive and productive trajectory. Trajectory is the answer to 4 questions. The goal trajectory comes first. What do we want to accomplish? The values trajectory second. Why are we setting these goals? Can we achieve the goal and live our values? The strategic trajectory breaks big things into small things by asking how will each goal be accomplished. And then finally, the personal trajectory places us out into the future and says, will all these goals, all these accomplishments, all this business momentum, let me be the person that I still want and need to be, and the kind of person that others that I care about still want and need me to be. First key to business, set the trajectories.